Good evening, good evening, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're connecting from. I want to believe you can hear me loud and clear. If you can, please drop a comment. Drop a comment if you can hear me loud and clear. And how was your weekend? I want to believe you can hear me loud and clear. How was your weekend? How was your weekend? Good evening, Mr. Joseph. How was your weekend? And how was your past trading week? How was it? Hope it ended in profit. Evening, 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 evening. Can you hear me loud and clear? Please confirm if you can hear me loud and clear. You all are welcome. Drop a comment if you can hear me loud and clear. The only way I can know you're participating in this meeting is through your comments. Drop comments, drop comments, drop comments. If you can hear me. All right. Congratulations, Mr. Joseph. Congrats, congrats. I hope you're prepared for this new week. I hope you're prepared for this new week. Okay, so you all are welcome. You all are welcome. You all are welcome. We are entering into the week of NFP. How prepared are you? It's the NFP week. How prepared are you? I know most of you have not looked at the charts since the market closed. Most of you have not looked at the charts. So I'd like to know your plan for the week. Which pair do you intend trading this week? Which pair do you intend trading this week? Drop it in the comment section. Mr. Wale, Mr. Victory. Evening, evening. Let me know which pair do you intend trading this week. Let me know in the comment section. By now, you should have a plan. You should know the pair you'll be trading this week. I'm waiting for your response. Which pair do you intend trading this week? Let me know. I'd like to know in the comment section so I will look at it together. Okay, GU and GJ. Okay. Mr. Victory, Mr. Joseph, which pair are you considering trading? Mr. Wale, what pair are you considering trading this week? Okay, I'm waiting for your response. Okay, well, let's look at the economic calendar for the week. Like I said, this week is NFP week, non-farm payroll week. And as you know, most times before NFP is released, most times USD pairs go into a range. USD pairs do range. Okay, so if you're considering trading USD pair this week, you should consider trading USD pairs between Monday and Wednesday, New York session. That's what I would advise. Okay, between Monday and Wednesday, look for your setup between Monday and Wednesday. And maybe after NFP, if you see a good technical setup, if you see your setup on the chart, then you can trade USD pairs. Personally, this week, I think I'll be trading cross currency pairs, GBP, JPY, and Euro Aussie. I think those are the pair I'll be looking at this week before NFP. Okay, before NFP, maybe after NFP, if I see a good setup, I will trade USD pairs. Okay, so on Monday, Manufacturing PMI, this is for yuan currency. Then also Euro, German prelim CPI, will be released also. The time is not given. Then on Tuesday, Australian dollar cash rate and RBA rate statement will be released, okay, by 5:30 a.m. Nigerian time. And on Tuesday, that same Tuesday, ISM manufacturing PMI for the United States will be released by 4 p.m. Nigerian time. And we have jobs job openings. These are major news. These are high impact news. Okay. Then on Wednesday, we have ADP non-farm employment change, high impact news. Then on Thursday, we have Swiss franc CPI will be released. Unemployment claims from the United States and also ISM services PMI will be released on Thursday. Look out for this news. Okay. Look out for this news. Then on Friday is the D-Day. NFP will be released on Friday, 2:30 p.m. And also Canada will be releasing their employment change data and unemployment rate on Friday. So we should expect high volatility this week. Should expect high volatility this week. And when there is high volatility in the market, there is a high probability, okay, the possibility to make money is very high, and also the possibility to make losses, huge losses, is very high. So you have to know what you're doing this week. You should be conservative. You should apply proper risk and money management, and ensure you use stop loss on all your trades. It's very important. This week is going to be a week of high volatility. Okay, so be conservative and ensure that you religiously execute your trading plan. Don't over leverage. That's my advice to you. Okay, it's a choice. You can take to the advice, you can do otherwise. Okay, you only will face the consequence. Okay, so that's it. That's it for fundamentals. Okay, so let's look at the chart. Okay, let's look at the dollar index. Very important that we know the strength of the dollar. You can see dollar index has been in a range for some time. Dollar index has been in a range for some time. Let's start with the weekly time frame. Let's start with the weekly time frame. I believe you all can hear me. So this is what we have on the weekly time frame based on how last week can do. I anticipated that DXY will be bullish based on last week. 2 weeks ago, the candlestick pattern we had here, it's a bullish reversal pattern. But last week, it bought for some days and later changed from bullish on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday it was bullish. Then on Thursday, Friday it was bearish. Okay, it was bearish. But let's see how last week closed. It closed as it's a shooting star, right? It's a shooting star indicating change in trend from bullish to bearish. Okay, now after the formation of this candle, let's see if a fair value gap was created, and probably price is trying to fill that fair value gap. Okay, let's go down to why is this not? Okay, so let's go down to daily time frame. Let's see what we had on a daily after the close of that candle. Was a fair value gap created? Let's go down to 4 hour. So we had a fair value gap here that was created, and this fair value gap has not been filled. Could it be DXY wants to come fill this fair value gap before going bullish? You can see this fair value gap here. Could it be it wants to come and fill this fair value gap before going bullish? Okay. This be the one to come fill this fair value gap before going bullish. Okay. Then also, if you look at what we have on 4-hour time frame, you can see price is sitting at a support area at the moment. You can see we had a support here. Can you see this? We had a support here. Price tested that level uh, last Friday. You can see, and you can see the candlestick pattern that formed after price tested this support. Can you see that it was used? Price was used to clear liquidity. You can see we had a liquidity residing at the low of this doji. So price, that liquidity was cleared, and also you can see we had a support at this point. If you go back here, resistance, so you can see it's a key. This level is a key support level. Can you see that? And price is currently sitting at that support. Can you see that? Can you see that? So we can see the candlestick pattern. So personally, this is 4-hour time frame. I would consider going bullish on DXY if a 4-hour candle closes above the high of this spinning bottom. That is when I would consider going bullish on DXY. If a 4-hour candle closes above the high of this spinning bottom, I would be going bullish on DXY. But if DXY breaks out from the low of this spinning bottom, there is a high probability they will come fill this fair value gap. Okay, there's a high probability if 4-hour candle closes below the low of this spinning top. Okay, it indicates that DXY would fill this fair value gap before going bullish. That's my expectation on DXY. That's what I can see on DXY at the moment. Okay. So this we have a spinning bottom. This is an indecision in the market. This indicates that the sellers are becoming weaker and buyers are are beginning to show up in the market. Okay, but we need more confirmation. We need more confirmation before we go bullish. It is not confirmed that we have more buyers than sellers at the moment. The sellers are still in control, but this just tells us that buyers are showing up in the market and they might push price up. If there's more demand, then we'd expect price to go up. Okay, but at the moment it has not been confirmed. And if we're considering going bullish, we must ensure that a bullish candlestick forms above the high of this spinning bottom before we buy. So that's my take on DXY. So this week I'm still bullish on DXY. Okay, if price does not break out from this high, then they would come for this fair value gap. So after this fair value gap gets filled, I would look out for buys on DXY. So I will buy above this level or buy this fair value gap. Those are my areas of interest. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. Can you hear me? Can you still 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 hear me? Can you all hear me? Okay, so let's go to the chat. If there's any instrument you want us to analyze, please, you want me to analyze, please drop it in the comment section. I've only seen victories comments. Okay, GU and GJ. If there's any pair you want us to analyze together tonight, please drop it in the comment section. Okay, so let's start with GU. GU. Gold, okay. So let's start with GU. We'll start with the weekly time frame. First, we need to know the trend for the week. It's very important. We need to know the trend for the week. What is the trend of the week? And that is what will determine the direction we'll follow this week. Okay, if the trend on the weekly is bearish, we look for sell setups on lower time frames. If the trend on the weekly is bullish, we look for buy setups on lower time frame. It's be wrong for you to be trading without knowing the trend for the week. Okay, the trend they say is your friend. You should always flow with a higher time frame trend. You should always flow with a higher time frame trend. Okay. So last week candle closed bullish. G was bullish last week. My expectation was bearish on on GU. But as you can see on GU, we still have a fair value gap here that needs to be filled. This fair value gap, we don't know if I think that's where GU is aiming for. But based on this pattern we have here, this pattern here, this is a bearish reversal pattern. Okay, on the weekly time frame. This is a bearish reversal pattern. Though last week candle was bullish, it could be that a fair value gap was created after the formation of this candle, this shooting star candle, and that could be the reason for the pullback we saw in the market last week. Okay, let's confirm if a fair value gap was created. Let's go to daily. Let's see. Okay, now let's go to 4 hour. Let's see if a fair value gap was created. Let's see. So on 4 hour, you can see we had a fair value gap here on 4 hour. And that could be the reason for the retracement. You can see this pullback, though it has not been filled entirely, but price tested that zone. And you see that price tested that zone, and you can see there was a strong rejection from that zone. You can see all through last Friday, the market price was just in a range on GU. There was no clear direction on Friday. You can see it was just in a range. And if you look at the chart, you will see that GU has been in a range from this point. You can see GU has been in a range from this point. It has been in a range from this point to this point. GU has been in a range. It has been in a range. Okay, it has been in a range. So let's go back to the weekly. So like I said, the pullback we saw last week would just be to fill the fair value gap that was created, okay, that was created after the formation of this shooting star candle. So let's see what we have on a daily after the close of last Friday. This was the last candle for Friday. Yeah, this was Friday candle, okay, and it closed as a doji, as you can see. After the formation of this bullish candle, you can see it goes as a doji. And also, if you go back here, you can see we had a doji here, we had an hanging man here, and you can see price broke out from the lows of this candle. This tells me supply. You can see this candle broke out. And after this breakout from the lows of this candle, you can see that price has been struggling to break out from this level. Can you see that? This first candle tested that level, strong rejection. This tested it, strong rejection. This one tested it, strong rejection. and this also tested it. And you can see strong rejection. So the market has been struggling to break out from this level. From this, we can say this is our resistance zone. This zone, you can see, been struggling to break out from this zone. So, and last Friday candle closed as a doji. This tells me that there is more supply than demand. Okay, this tells me there is more supply than demand. But if a 4-hour candle closes above this zone, then we could see price break out from this resistance. I hope you're getting me. If a 4-hour candle closes above this zone, we could see price break out from this resistance. But in as much the market is still trading below this zone, it tells me that GU is bearish. GU is bearish. So I will be looking for sell setup on GU. Remember, like I said, if there is a breakout from this zone, we could see price break out from this resistance. Okay, so let's go down to 4-hour. So on 4-hour, you can see sincerely, one could just have stay away from the market at the moment because there's just no clear direction. That's why I advise that you should be conservative. There is no clear direction on GU. Okay, there's no clear direction on GU. But if I want to take any risk I'll definitely trade GU this week. If I want to take any risk on GU, I'm looking for sales. Okay, I'm looking for sales. You can see we had a support here. A support was created here. So if I want to sell, I would wait for 4-hour candle to close below this support. Let me go to 1 hour. So let me identify the support on 1 hour. So we had this support here. Okay, this support. If I want to sell, 4-hour candle should close below this support. Okay, that is when I would consider going bearish on GU. And as you can see, we have equal low here. This equal low is an area of liquidity, and we have relative equal low here also. So if I'm selling, this will be my target. I won't use this as my target because the risk reward, using this as my first TP, the risk reward is very low. So I can't use this. So my first TP would be at this point. This will be my first TP, this relative equal low. And below this relative equal low, we have a fair value gap residing below the relative equal low. Okay, so this is also an area of liquidity. So this will be my target for GU this week. This will be my target for GU this week. So let's assume a candle closes at this point and I'm aiming for this is about 50 pips. This will be my first target and my stop loss maybe 30 pips. Okay, if I'm selling below this level, my stop loss will be around this area, 30 pips. Because like I said, if price breaks out from this resistance zone, you should expect more bullish move on GU. So my stop loss will be at this level. Let's just assume the 4-hour candle will close at this price. My stop loss will be at this level. I hope that is clear. Like I said, if price break out from resistance, we expect more bullish move. But my bias is bearish, so I'm not interested in buying. Okay, I'm not interested in GU. Bias this week is sell, so I'm only interested in looking for sales. Even if price breaks out from the resistance, I will still look for my sell setup on daily time frame or 4-hour time frame. I hope you're getting me. If price breaks out from the resistance and keeps going up, I will look for a sell opportunity. I'm not interested in buying GU this week. I'm only looking out for sell opportunity on GU. I hope that is clear, Mr. Atonda. I hope that is clear. So that's my take on GU this week. My bias for GU is sell. Let's go back to the daily. Is sell. So we still have fair value gaps that needs to be filled. But remember, this week is NFP week, like I said. Technically, my bias is bearish, but fundamentally, NFP will determine. Okay, NFP will determine if GU will be bullish or bearish. But technically, an NFP will release by Friday. Okay, by Friday, that's when NFP will be released. So that could also interfere, okay, with the movement, with price action. Are you getting me? But technically, I am bearish on GBP USD. Okay, so let's look at GJ. GJ Victory. Have you done your analysis on GJ? What is your take on GJ? Let us know in the comment section. Okay, if you've analyzed GJ, I would like to know your take on GJ. If any one of you have analyzed GJ, I would like to know what is your take on GJ. Let me know in the comment section. What is your take on GJ? Let me know in the comment section. Drop it in the comment section. Sana, good evening. Thanks for joining. Victory, I'm waiting for your response. What's your take on GJ? So, and also we're supposed to look at the monthly chart because the monthly candle just closed, right? Yeah, today is 30, today is 30th, tomorrow is 31st. Okay, so the monthly candle will close tomorrow. But let's just look at the monthly candle on, we're supposed to look at the monthly since it will close tomorrow. Okay, so this is monthly. So far, this month has been bullish on GJ. Mr. Anayo says GJ is bullish. GJ is bullish. Now, if you look at GJ on the monthly time frame, you can see a fair value gap was created here, and you can see price has not been able to break out from this fair value gap. This pullback would just be to fill this fair value gap, which has been accomplished, right? Price has not been able to break out from this resistance, and this is a fair value gap. Can you see that? This tells me that there's more supply than demand. One would only consider going bullish if this resistance is broken. Okay, if this resistance is broken, that will confirm more bullish move on GBP JPY. Also, if you look at the pattern we had here, you can see price came back, pulled back, tested. We have a support here. You can see price pulled back, tested the support, and there was a rejection from that support. You can see the candlestick pattern that formed. This is a spinning bottom, and this month's candle closed bullish, and it closed above the high of last month's candle. That tells us there's more demand, right? You can see this month's candle is likely going to close above the high of last month's candle. So let's go down to weekly. What do we have on the weekly? Okay, so you can see on the weekly, see what we had on the weekly last week candle. Before the formation of this bullish candle, we had a shooting star candle here, right? The shooting star. Then last week closed bullish. Now there's a fair value gap on the weekly time frame. Some few weeks ago, I told you guys GJ is likely going to come and fill this fair value gap before going bearish. Okay, but considering how last week candle closed, okay, closed bullish. Let's see what we had on a daily time frame. Let's see what we had on a daily after the formation of this candlestick. Okay, let's see daily. What do we have on a daily? Okay, so this is what we had on a daily. Price is currently sitting at a support. You can see this level. This is a support. You can see this is support. Price is currently sitting at a support level, right? Okay, cool. Sitting at a support level. So let's go. This is daily time frame. So let's go down to. So if you look at what we have here on the daily time frame, a fair value gap was also created here. Let's confirm that. I think on daily. Sorry, on 4 hour. I think a fair value gap was created here. Price pulled back to fill that fair value gap. So you see we had a fair value gap here. Okay, we have a fair value gap here. This gap has not been filled. Can you see this fair value gap? Okay, this gap has not been filled. There's a gap here that has not been filled. And the reason price didn't come to fill this fair value gap, it could be this, what's it called? This we had the resistance turn support here. So that could also be the reason price didn't fill this fair value gap. Okay, that could be the reason price didn't fill this fair value gap. This breaker, this is a breaker block. Yeah, this is a breaker block. You can see, and that could be the reason price there was a strong rejection from that resistance turn support. Okay, that could be the reason. So price might not come to fill that fair value gap because of this. Okay, so you can see. So we're working with the daily and then the 4-hour time frame. So you can see price is sitting at the support. Now, if we go down to 4-hour, what we have here looks like an armor, though not a valid armor, right? Though not a valid armor. So what am I looking out for on 4-hour time frame? If the next 4-hour candle closes bullish, I think a fair value gap was created after the formation of this pattern and price had to pull back. You can see we had this fair value gap here. We had this fair value gap. Price had to pull back to fill the fair value gap. If you also apply your Fibonacci from this swing low, this is the most recent swing low, swing high. You can see price is at a discount. Price is at a discount. Okay, so I think a fair value gap was created here. Let's go down to 1-hour time frame. That could be the reason for the pullback. This pullback, let's see. Okay, this pullback. Let's see, 15 minutes. I'm sure a fair value gap was created. That's the reason for the pullback. Let's confirm that on 15 minutes. So I think we have a tiny fair value gap here. Let me confirm. There's a tiny fair value gap here. Let's see. Let's confirm that. Okay. There's a tiny fair value gap here. The price had come to fill this fair value gap at this point. So that could be the reason for the pullback. That could be the reason for the pullback. Let's just see. Let's see. Okay, so you can see that could be the reason for the pullback, and you can see price tested that fair value gap. Look at the pattern that has formed. So this is a bullish reversal pattern on 1-hour time frame. This is a bullish reversal pattern on 1-hour time frame. So I agree with you, Mr. Anayo. My bias also is bullish. My bias also is bullish on the daily. Price is sitting at a support. 4-hour price is at a discount. 4-hour. Okay. Price is at discount on 4-hour, and the pattern we have here looks like an hammer but not a valid hammer. So we have to wait for the next 4-hour candle to close. If the next 4-hour candle closes bullish, and preferably it should close above the high of this 1-hour candle, this last bearish candle on 1 hour before this bullish candle. Okay, so not just closing as a bullish candle, I'd like to see it close above the high of this candle before going bullish. I hope that is clear. So my bias on GJ, I think it's GJ I'll be trading this week before NFP. I think I will focus on GJ this week. I think I'll focus on GJ this week. So if I'll trade GU USD pairs before NFP release, I'll be very conservative. I'll be very conservative. I would use maybe micro lots instead of mini lots if I would trade on USD pairs. Okay, so that's my take on GJ. My bias is bullish on GJ. I hope that is clear. Any question? Any question? Any question? Any question? Any question? Are you guys still here? Are you still here? Are you still here? Drop a comment. Give the video a thumbs up. Give the video a thumbs up. If you've not done that, give it a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up. If this is your first time participating in the live stream, I really appreciate you for your participation. Please do subscribe to the channel so that anytime I come on live or drop a video, you get notified by YouTube. Okay, please subscribe if this is your first time. So Mr. Wale says we should look at Australian dollar USD. Can you guys still hear me? I hope I'm not talking to myself. Drop a comment. You can see AU also, man. The chart is not just looking nice at all. It's not neat at all. Man, it's not neat at all. It's not neat at all. It's not. You can see Australian dollar USD also. This is not a trending market. This is a ranging market. The market has been ranging. You can see this is a ranging market. No clear direction. This kind of market would only favor scalpers. It would only favor scalpers, those that go for 30, 20 pips. If you're aiming for 100 pips, 80 pips in this kind of markets, most times you will hit break even or take small losses. There's no clear direction on this chart. The trend is not clear. Well, let's see what we can do with this and see there's opportunity. Okay, so you can see it's not in fact weekly. So last week was bullish. It was bullish. Well, the previous week you can see we had hanging man. This is an hanging man. The next candle bearish, closed bearish, but I would have loved to see it close below the low of this hanging man. It didn't close below the low of this hanging man. And after the close of last week candle, the support has been created. So if you're considering selling, wait for candle to close below this support. Wait for a candle to close below this support if you're considering selling Australian dollar USD. And if Australian dollar USD breaks out from this resistance, we could see more bullish move on Australian dollar USD. If it breaks out, if a 4-hour candle breaks out from this resistance, we could see more bullish move on Australian dollar USD. Okay, so this is what we have on the weekly time frame. Let's go down to the daily time frame. See what we have on the daily time frame. Okay, on the daily time frame, a fair value gap was created here last week. Let's see 4-hour. So you can see this fair value gap that was created last week. You can see this fair value gap. You can see price pulled back, filled the fair value gap, strong rejection from that fair value gap. Can you see that? So this is a resistance zone now. This is a resistance zone. This is what is holding price now. Okay. So if price breaks out from this zone, you should expect more bullish move on Australian dollar USD. And if price breaks out from this support zone, or you call it your demand zone, okay, if price breaks out, so these are the areas you should be considering buying or selling. Okay, consider buying above this zone. 4-hour candle closes above this zone, you could look for buys. 4-hour candle closes below this zone, you could look for sells. I hope that is clear. Like I told you guys, the trend is not clear. It's not clear on this chart. What we have here is a ranging market. And how do you trade ranging markets? You look out for breakout from resistance or support. That's what I just identified on the chart. This is a support zone. You can see it support, support. You can see resistance turn support. This is a key zone. Also, you can see here we had resistance, resistance, resistance. Go back here, you see resistance, resistance. So this is a key resistance zone. This is a key support zone. So you buy above breakout from resistance, sell below breakout from support zone. That is how you trade a ranging market. A market that is in a ranging phase. You'd expect it to break out from the high of the range or the low of the range. Is that clear? Okay, some would say, okay, after breakout from the resistance zone, they want price to retest that resistance that has become a support. Okay. Also, if it breaks out from a support, you might want to wait for price to retest that support which has become a resistance before you go bearish. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. Okay. So that's my take on. Let me go back to let me see the monthly time frame. Let's see the monthly. Let's see the monthly. So you can see the patterns we have here. These are bullish reversal pattern, inverted hammer. Okay, these are bullish reversal pattern on the monthly time frame. These are bullish reversal pattern on the monthly time frame. Okay, bullish reversal. So like I said, wait for breakout from the resistance, okay, and look for sales below support. That's my take on Australian dollar, USD. I hope that is clear. If you have a contrary view, please feel free to drop it in the comment section. Drop it in the comment section. I might be wrong, okay? I might be wrong. You might see something that I'm not seeing on the chat. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section. Okay. Okay, so that's my take on AU. Okay, we looked at GU. Is there any other instrument you want us to look at? Okay, Mr. Tonda said we should look at gold. We definitely can't end the session without looking at gold. It's the favorite of many of you. Gold is the favorite of many of you. The past few weeks, gold has been dealing with the bears. Those who sold gold the past few weeks, man, they would have recorded so much loss. They would have recorded so much loss. I hope there is no one in this class that took a sell on gold. Hope you didn't sell gold. Okay. See why it's important that you use stop losses. If you had bought gold, if you had sold gold on Monday and you didn't use stop loss, there's a high probability you would have blown your account. You sold gold on Monday, last Monday, and you didn't use stop loss. There's a high probability you would have blown your account. So why it's important that you use stop loss. Take that small loss and re-strategize, reevaluate. Okay. Don't hope that price will reverse. It doesn't work in this market. Once you identify your error, exit the trade. Don't hope, don't pray that it will reverse. It doesn't work in this market. Once you've identified your error, exit the trade. Don't get married to a trade. Accept that you make mistakes, accept that you make losses. Okay. That's the mindset you need to have to be a successful trader. Every trade you execute in the market has a 50% chances of going against you and a 50% chances of going in your direction. That's the mindset you need to have to win in this market. Nothing is 100% guaranteed. No matter how nice the setup looks, it can still go against you. No matter how good the setup is, it can still go against you. Know that and know peace. Know that and know peace. Okay? Don't get too confident. Don't get too confident about the setup. Okay? Yeah, executing a trade, know that this trade can go against me, and if it will go against me, I need to set my stop loss. I need to set my stop loss so that I don't lose more than what I'm comfortable or what I'm willing to lose on that trade. Know that and know peace. Okay. Okay, Mr. Anna, we should look at okay, let's look at gold. Gold is still bullish. You can see on the chart, it's very clear. Gold is still bullish. You cannot be seeing this on the chart and you want to sell. That would be very risky. Gold is still very bullish. It is still very bullish, very bullish. I personally can't buy gold from this price. I can't. I can't buy gold. I can't buy gold. Gold needs to retrace. If I want to buy gold, it has to retrace. I cannot buy from this price. You can see where price starts going bullish. You can see from this point, this is where gold started going bullish. So if you didn't enter from this point, you had opportunity to enter from this point. You didn't enter from this point. You didn't take a buy after this pullback. This was another opportunity. Then you had another opportunity after this pullback. You didn't buy. Even buying at this point is very risky. It's very risky. So gold is still bullish, but I would not advise that you take a buy from the current market price unless you're willing to be used as liquidity. You want them to use your stop loss as liquidity, then you can keep buying from the current market price. It won't make sense to buy from the current market price. That won't be a good investment. So if you're considering buying gold, wait for price to pull back. Okay, this is the most recent swing low. You can wait for price to pull back to a discount area. This is your swing low and this is your swing high at the moment. So you want price to pull back to equilibrium, at least equilibrium or discount. And you can see at the discount here we have a fair value gap. So this would be a good area to consider, joining the trend. Okay, this is the area you should consider joining the bullish trend. Gold is bullish. Okay, gold is bullish. Gold has been bullish for months. You can see. It's been bullish for months, even for years. Gold has been bullish for years. You can see it. This was 2020, 22. Gold has been bullish from this point. This is 2022, and we are in 2025. So it's been bullish for close to 3 years. So let's go down to weekly. Bullish monthly, bullish weekly, daily also. Daily is bullish. Daily is bullish. Daily is bullish. Okay. So we have this. We have this on gold. This is the daily time frame. So wait for price to pull back. Let's see for our. Don't buy gold now. Don't buy gold. Don't buy gold. Don't buy gold. So you could apply your Fibonacci from this swing low to swing high. 4-hour time frame, swing low to swing high. Okay, you want to wait for price to pull back to a discount before you buy. Probably price, you can see since price broke out from this resistance, it has not pulled back. You can see, so price is likely going to pull back to this support. Okay, so this is where you should be considering buying. If you insist on buying gold, you should wait for price to pull back to this level before you buy gold. Gold is still bullish. You can see the last 4-hour candle broke out from this resistance. It broke out from this resistance, which indicates that there's still more demand for gold. There's still more demand for gold. I hope that is clear on gold. I hope that is clear on gold. Okay, let's look at Euro USD. Euro USD, Euro USD, USD. Okay. Euro USD. So let's see the monthly. So far, Euro USD has been bullish. Euro USD has been bullish. So what can you see on the monthly time frame, my people? What can you see on the monthly time frame? If we apply our Fibonacci on the monthly time frame from this swing high to this swing low, what can you see? What can you see on Euro USD? What can you see? Price is at premium. Price is at premium, and also you can see the fair value gap that was created here. Can you see that? I think that gap has been filled. You can see this is on the monthly time frame. So that gap has not been filled entirely, but price has tested that zone. Price is at premium. Can you see that? So let's go down to weekly. Let's go down to weekly. So you can see what we have on the weekly. So we have a fair value gap here. They now want to fill this fair value gap before going bearish. Okay. They now want to fill this fair value gap. As you can see, the candlestick pattern that formed last week. This is an armor. So the now want to fill this fair value gap. As you know, this is an area of liquidity. This is relatively quite high. So the now want to clear the liquidity residing at this previous high before going bearish. So there is a high probability they will come fill this fair value gap. Okay, so my bias for Euro USD is bearish. Okay, it is bearish. The amount can fill this gap before going bearish. So I look out for a sell setup on Euro USD. I would look for sell setup on Euro USD. Let's see what we have on a daily time frame. Okay, so this is what we have on a daily time frame. Okay, so like I said, they might want to come clear the liquidity residing at this previous high. So going by what we have on a daily, this is a buy setup on a daily time frame. This is a buy setup. You can see what we have here. This is a buy setup. I'm sure they're coming for the liquidity reside on this previous high and also this imbalance. This imbalance. Okay, so that's my take on look for sell from this zone. Let's see. That's about 200 something pips. 200 something pips. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Let's go down to 4 hour. Let's see what we have on 4 hour time frame. Okay, so like I said, my bias is bearish. I'll be going for sales. So you can see on 4 hour we had a fair value gap here that has not been filled. So this is where I will be considering going bearish. Okay, this is where I'll consider going bearish on Euro USD. If this zone is broken, if a candle closes above this zone, then we should expect this is where I'll be considering selling Euro USD. But if a candle 4 hour candle closes above this zone, then GU might go fill this fair value gap. If 4 hour candle closes above this zone, then we should expect EU should expect this fair value gap to get filled. So this will be my first area of interest. But if this zone gets broken, then this will be my second area of interest. Okay, this will be my first area of interest. If a bearish reversal pattern forms after these zones get filled, I would sell. But if it breaks out, if a 4 hour candle breaks out from this zone, then this will be my next area of interest on Euro USD. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. Any question? Any question? Is there any other instrument you want us to look at? Let me know in the comment section. What other instrument do you want us to look at? Let me know in the comment section. If you have any question, let me know. Based on the strategy I'm using for the analysis, if there's anything that you don't understand, let me know in the comment section. Drop it in the comment section. All I've been using since is fair value gap and resistance and candlestick pattern. That's all I've been using for the analysis. And I want to believe everyone in this class understand those concepts. Any question? Any question? Any question? Okay, let's see. Okay, market has opened. Market has opened. New candle for the day has opened. It's 10 p.m. Nigerian time, and the candle for Monday has opened. It has opened, as you can see. So it's time to make money. It's time to make money, money, money. Oh, let's look at UJ. Let's see UJ, USDJPY. Let's see USDJPY. Okay, let's start with the monthly. UJ monthly. You can see price came tested. You can see monthly is showing buy. You can see on the monthly time frame, this fair value gap has been filled. You can see this fair value gap has been filled on the monthly time frame. This is monthly time frame. Can you see that? You can see that. And you can see the pattern that formed on the monthly time frame. Though the monthly candle will close tomorrow, right? It will close tomorrow. So you can see the pattern we have at the moment. This is an hammer. And that hammer candle formed at a support. The hammer candle formed at a support. That tells me UJ is set for buy. Technically, UJ is set for buy. UJ is set for buy. Let's go down to weekly. Let's go down to weekly. Let's go down to weekly. So you can see the pattern we had on the weekly time frame. This is a buy setup. We had an hammer here. You can see had an hammer here, and this candlestick was used to fill the fair value gap that was created here on the weekly time frame. Can you see that? And can you see that? It was used to fill this fair value gap that was formed, that was created on the weekly time frame. Hammer formed. You can see after the formation of this hammer, UJ has been bullish. It has been bullish. So price tested this resistance last week. You can see, and there was a rejection from that resistance. So all you need to look at is breakout. Breakout. You can see this resistance was the reason for this rejection, this pullback. So you wait for a breakout. If price breaks out from this resistance, then you should keep buying. You should keep buying UJ breakout. So let's go down to weekly. Let's see what we had on a daily, daily time frame. Let's see daily, so you can see what we had on a daily. This is an engulfing pattern on the daily time frame. Probably price wants to pull back. As you can see, we had a fair value gap here. So price might just want to pull back to fill this fair value gap. So you could wait for price to fill. You can see this fair value gap here. You could wait for price to fill this fair value gap. If after filling this fair value gap, a bullish reversal pattern forms, then you could look for buys. You could look for buys. You could look for buys. Okay. You could look for buys. So let's see for our what do we have on 4 hour? So you can see what we had on 4 hour time frame, similar to what we saw on GJ. So price is likely going to come and fill this fair value gap because I know this low, the low of this candle is an area of liquidity, and there's a high probability they're going to clear this low. There are a lot of retail traders. There are a lot of stop losses residing at this low, so there is a high probability they will clear this low. And if they're able to clear this low, they will come fill this fair value gap. So you should look for buy setup after this fair value gap gets filled. Look for your buy setup after this fair value gap gets filled. So it's either a fair value gap gets filled, or if the next 4 hour candle, okay, the current 4 hour candle closes bullish and it closes above, let's go to 1 hour, and it closes above the high of this candle, okay, the 4 hour closes bullish and it closes above the high of this bearish candle before this bullish candle, then you should start buying USDJPY. You should start buying USDJPY. Wait for a candle to close above the high of this candle. That's my take on UJ. That's my take on UJ. Mr. Emmanuel, okay, Mr. Emmanuel says we should look at AJ. AJ, okay, we'll look at AJ. Mr. Eze, you just joined the class. We've already analyzed gold, but we'll look at it again. We've analyzed gold. Okay, we've analyzed gold, but we'll look at it again just because of you. AJ, let's look at AJ. AJ should be positively correlated with USD and GBP So it should AJ also should be bullish. You can see the pattern we have on AJ also is similar to what we saw on UJ and GJ. Okay. Okay, so what do we have? Let's start with the monthly. What we had on the monthly. On the monthly, you can see it's likely going to close as a spinning bottom. Okay, this month is likely going to close as a spinning bottom. And if it closes as a spinning bottom, a bullish spinning bottom, then we should be considering buying AJ. We should be considering buying AJ. So this is what we have on the monthly. Monthly candle will close tomorrow. Then on the weekly, so you see what we had here. You can see what we had here. This is an hammer. Okay, this is a bullish reversal pattern on the weekly time frame. So you can see resistance was created here. So let's go down to daily. What do we have on a daily? So you can see just similar to what we saw on. So on the daily, we had a resistance here that was created. Okay, this pullback. Let's see. Let's go to 4 hour. I'm sure a fair value gap is there's a fair value gap here. Can you see this? There's a fair value gap here, but let's go to 4 hour. And 4 hour, you can see this fair value gap. So this you can see. So they're likely going to come through this fair value gap. Okay, this fair value gap. This low, I'm sure, will be cleared. Okay, it will be cleared because it's an area of liquidity. There are a lot of stop losses residing at this low. So they're going to clear this low and surely they will fill this fair value gap. Okay, so this should be the area you should be considering buying AJ. Okay, you should be considering buying AJ from this zone. Okay, there is a 90% probability that they will clear this low, and after clearing this low, their next target will be this fair value gap on 4 hour time frame. So if I will take a trade on AJ this week, it will be a buy, and I'll be considering buying from this zone. That's my take on AJ. That's my take on AJ. I hope that is clear, Mr. Emmanuel. My buyers, starting from the monthly, you can see it's a buy on the monthly. If the candle closes as a spinning top tomorrow, okay. Weekly also, we have bullish reversal patterns here on the weekly time frame. Then you go down to daily. So all these time frames are in agreement from the monthly, weekly, daily. They're all in agreement. You can see price tested on the daily. Price tested. We had a support here. You can see. So we had a support here. So this is what is holding price now. This support zone is holding price now. So we wait for 4 hour candle to close above the high of this 1 hour candle. Okay, 4 hour candle close above the high of this candle, you could buy, but I'm sure before they will close above this high, they will come for this fair value gap. This is where you should be considering buying AJ. I hope that is clear. That is my take on AJ. That is my take on AJ. So let's look at gold. We'll look at gold one more time before we end the session. Gold is bullish. Start with the monthly. You can see monthly, it's been bullish. Weekly, it's been bullish. You can see daily, strongly bullish. When the weekly, monthly, daily are indicating that there are more bulls in the market, you cannot fight against it. You cannot be looking out for sales. You cannot be looking out for sales. But like I said, I wouldn't advise that you buy gold from the current market price. Wait for price to pull back before you buy. Wait for price to pull back before you buy. You cannot buy gold from the current market price. You have to wait for price to pull back to this will be the discount area. There's a fair value gap that has been created. Wait for price to pull back to that discount area before you can see this is the most recent swing low and this is the most recent swing high. Okay, so you want to see price pull back to a discount area before you buy gold. Buying gold at the current market price for me is a high risk trade. It's a high risk trade. If you buy gold from the current market price, it's a high risk trade. Wait for pullback before you buy. Okay, wait for a pullback before you buy. If you see a very good sell setup, okay, if you see a very good setup, sell setup, you could take the trade. Okay, you could trade the pullback. You could take advantage of the pullback. When you're trading pullback, you know your risk reward won't be as high as when you're trading along with the trend. Okay? When you're trading against the trend, your risk reward won't be as high as when you're trading along with the higher time frame trend. I hope that is clear. So I think that will be all for tonight's session. If there are no questions, I want to appreciate every one of you who participated in today's live stream. Mr. Joseph, Mr. Wale, Mr. Victory, Mr. Debayo, Mr. Anayo, who else again? And Mr. Emmanuel and Mr. Eze. I really appreciate you all for your participation. I wish you all a profitable week. I wish you a profitable week. I pray that all your trades will hit TP. All your trades will hit TP. Just ensure that you stick to your trading plan. Plan the trade and trade the plan. Okay, ignore the noise. Ignore the noise. Many of you are distracted by the noise. Social media, most of you are in several groups. Okay, Instagram, all the social media platforms that you're in, they are distracting you. They are distracting you. It's just noise. Focus on your system. Focus on your system. Focus on your strategy. Okay, stick to your trading plan. Good evening, global trader. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. Really appreciate. Really appreciate. Really appreciate. Please, you guys should search for Global Trader on YouTube and also join his channel. Please search for Global Trader and also join his channel. He's giving a lot of free tips on Forex trading. Okay? He gives a lot of free tips on Forex trading. So please search for his channel. Okay, it's a new channel. Search for it and also, subscribe to the channel. There's so much value you get from that channel. Okay. All right. Do have a wonderful night.